speak clearly and loudly. Don't yell at me too much. And one thing I want to do is go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves. I'm David Anderson.
Charlie Carter.
Donna Davis.
Chris Duggan.
Shannon Arado.
Jan Hardy.
Ruth Strauss with the underground storage tank section.
Colin Chapel.
Bob Sledge with Water Quality Permitting Section.
I'm Sarah Zambon with the Department of Justice.
Mohammed Fayez.
Okay. Thank you. And I think Sarah has a couple of comments for us.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm filling in for Philip today. I know you've had some other attorneys from DOJ. So I just wanted to go over, and I know you're all familiar with this, but just as a brief refresher about these are all quasi-judicial proceedings. So you're acting in your quasi-judicial capacity compared to normally where you're in a quasi-legislative role. You must first determine whether you have a conflict of interest under the State Ethics Act. Additionally, because it's a quasi-judicial proceeding with due process, requires an unbiased and impartial decision maker to give fair and open-minded consideration to the matter. Each member must determine whether you have an impermissible bias to require recusal from the matter. An impermissible bias includes a predisposition to decide a cause or issue a certain way, which predisposition does not leave the mind perfectly open to persuasion. You are not disqualified merely because you have taken a particular position on a policy issue arising from the case, absent of showing that you are not capable of judging the controversy before you fairly on the basis of the individual circumstances, on the basis of the record and the evidence before you. However, when performing your quasi-judicial function, you must be able to set aside any prior knowledge and preconceptions concerning the matter and base it solely upon the evidence and record. Your decision must be limited to the written record before you and the presentations made as part of these hearings. Deliberation contemplates the give and take that occurs when the EMC members share their observations and opinions. Each member should enter deliberations with an open mind, listen to and view the evidence, share his or her observations, analysis, and opinions with other members, listen to the other members' comments, and then only after deliberation should any member commit to a vote. If proven, actual bias or lack of an impartial tribunal could be the basis for a civil action against members individually for monetary damage, for violations of the petitioner's constitutional right to due process. Because it is the EMC that is responsible for deciding the issues coming before it, the Commission should elaborate during its deliberations as to the reasons for its decision. And thank you all for letting me read that to you.
Any member of this committee aware of any conflict of interest or appearance of conflict? Okay, we will get started with CP 2206 and we'll ask the state to run through the penalty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Ruth Strauss. I head up the Permits and Inspection Branch for the Division of Waste Management Underground Storage Tank Section. This case involves violations of UST statutes and/or rules by Mohammed Fayez. On October 4th, 2018, a compliance inspection was conducted at City Lake Food Mart in Davidson County. The inspection revealed the following violations: failing to meet secondary containment leak detection monitoring requirements for under dispenser containment sumps, and failure to conduct annual tests of the operation of leak detection equipment for under dispenser containment sumps. On October 8th, 2018, a notice of violation was issued to Mr. Fayez. The NOV was sent by certified mail and received on October 11th, 2018. On November 13th, 2018, a notice of recommendation for enforcement action was issued to Mr. Fayez. It was sent by certified mail and received on November 16th, 2018. On October 25th, 2019, a civil penalty in the amount of $4,915.62 was assessed against Mr. Files. The penalty assessment was sent certified mail and was received on October 28th, 2019. On January 16, 2020, the Director of DWM considered all of the information submitted by Mr. Files in support of his request for remission and found no grounds to modify the penalty assessment. The decision was sent certified mail and received on January 24th. On January 30th, 2020, the USD section received Mr. Fiaz's request for an oral presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Okay, we will open the floor to Mohammed from Davidson County.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have all the documents because I have which one they told me that what I do everything. I can clean up, I build, you know. They told me to change the neck. I changed now one, I changed out 4 of them. Because that time I'm in the Pakistan, I'm not away. My daddy is really sick. He passed away for the 7th time because I stayed too much from my country. Because I don't have nobody to take care of that. I got one employer. Then I got a small town, I have a small gas station, not that big, you know, I don't have any business. Then I come back, I receive this letter. I closed for 1 year for my gas. Still, I can take the loan, I fix everything, I got a bill. You know, it's my request because, you know, I don't have that much money that I pay for planting, you know. That I already got to spend money, you see that I have all the bill. I put the gas, I take the loan for my car, still I got a bill inside it. I take money from my credit card, this is my bill.
So Mohammed, really, I don't want to get into a big review of a lot of different paperwork. We just need to hear your comments on why the penalty should be changed in any way. Can you make those comments?
It's just almost trying to suspend from me because I don't know what to say.
Comments from committee members? You came and asked to make an oral presentation. What exactly do you want to tell this committee?
I just tell them because it's not my fault. You know, when I come back, they told me because they have inside some kind of dirt, it's a neck. I said, okay, I can do everything they told me. And I don't know what you're asking me.
So, sir, this is a remissions hearing. On when you asked for an oral presentation, you signed paperwork. So this is not whether or not whether the violations happened or not. You're just asking for so you've accepted those, you stipulated to those when you signed the paperwork.
Okay.
What this hearing is about is whether or not, based on the issues that are in the law, whether there's a reason for this committee to lower those penalties.
And
so
everything I accepted, you know, I don't have any problem because, you know, I just tell you what the situation.
So you don't contest the amount at all?
I don't have any money. Here's the problem.
You just don't have the money?
I don't have anything because I want to try, I sell this business, nobody buy it because they don't have any business now.
I have a question. Based on the remission letter, or request for remission, it says that he had been working on the violations since October 2017. Is that an error? Did you start 2017 or 2018?
18.
So basically, Mohammed, you scheduled an oral presentation and basically you're just saying you don't have the money. Is Is the business still operating at all?
It's still operating because you see this is the last month bill. Because I don't have money for the gas. Because I don't have any drive. I'm diabetic. I work for open to close by myself. Because they don't have any business, small town. I have it before. I had a jewelry business. I'm good. Somebody give me the opinion. Just come back to the gas business. I close down my other business. I come back to the gas station. Then I come to the gas station. I don't have any experience. I buy this property. They mess me up. I sold my house. I don't have nothing right now left, I just messed up everything.
I have a question for staff. Has he been in compliance since the repairs were done?
Well, he was inspected again in March of 2021, had some of the same violations. Now, all the violations from the inspection that resulted in this penalty have been addressed and are resolved. He still has one outstanding violation from the March 2021 inspection, which is failure to take operator training or
Already
retraining.
I did. Yes,
We can look at that.
And I think you said that this one inspection with all the problems, they have been addressed. The only thing, issue still not addressed is training needs to be done.
For the most recent inspection.
And you've said you closed down the business.
no, still I got it. That time, I closed down for almost 2 years, no gas, nothing. Because I don't have money, then I can do everything straight up. I did everything straight up, now everything is good. You know what, they make your hole, they clean everything, now they put a new neck, everything cut. I got a license now, everything is good now.
Are you selling gas?
Yes, sir, now I sell gas, I got a new permit, everything is good.
Why can't you do the training?
I did?
Okay, I don't have a record of it.
No, yeah, already I did, the online, I got it for,
Show that lady the record.
But that's not for this violation, right?
No.
No.
that time maybe my employer, but then I tell you how much for my country that time. My daddy is going to pass away, then I just left for this country. I stayed up there for almost 6-7 months, just one time. Because my daddy got a problem with the head. I thought the doctor said they have water because he don't go balance. My mom, she told she can take that back, and I stay up there. I'm stuck over here and stuck up there too. This is the situation. It's not going to, maybe I'll just say, oh, everything is good, then I can make it violation. No, I can do that.
Well, I'll be happy to look at the certificate and update our information.
Yeah, please. You want to have the chip?
As far as it pertains to this violation, and based on the actual submission, it says there are only five factors that can justify remission. And one of those is checked, is B, the violator promptly abated continuing environmental damage resulting from the violation. And so while I would not necessarily remit everything, apparently he did. It took him a while to get it done, but he did, and he has been in compliance. And and I'm looking at page 3 of 71, where it says the remission justification.
What was the total amount of time between the violation that led to the civil penalty and abatement?
It was well over a year. At the time I assessed this penalty, it wasn't in compliance.
Further questions from the committee members?
I see you had materials delivered to your site in March of 2019. You had submitted, and I'm looking at page 15 of 71. It looks like an invoice for supplies to rectify the situation at the site. Is that what this is? Sure. On this one from the source company,
Okay.
you submitted this as part of your remission request. And it has a number of items on there that were shipped to you in March of 2019. Do you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
During the repair process,
Mm-hmm.
did you sell gas and all?
Yeah. After I finished everything, make it, everything is done, they say, yeah, you can do it now, then I can do
But you didn't sell any during
it. No,
that
no.
time? How long did it take for you to get this
The time was
fixed?
34 hours, close to 2 years. I never said against that time.
Can you tell us ballpark, what you spent to repair it? How much did you spend to
We spent
repair it?
almost close to $8,000. Somebody around the deal, close to $8,000 I spent.
Just checking with council. I think in other remissions cases, we also made a recommendation that maybe the department work out a payment plan or something like that. Is that an option still?
That's, as far as I know, that is still an option.
I didn't, yeah, I didn't really have it in mind. I mean, it looks like he started within 6 months to begin the process, even though the states it took 2 years. I don't have an amount in particular, but I do based on the remission request and the item that he identified and the fact that he has done what that item says, which is number B or letter B, that there's the opportunity to remit some of the damages, some of the penalty.
Further questions? Do I hear any committee member making any recommendation?
Sir, you can sit down.
I'd recommend half, 220.
Say that again, sorry.
2,200, it says half for each penalty, or each violation. It's $220 to $2,200 for violation 1 and $2,200 for violation 2. And I would remit, I guess, my recommendation would be half for each.
To half that.
Yes.
Second that.
And
So
you,
is that in the form of a motion?
Yes.
Second. Okay, we have a motion, and please clarify the motion one more time, just for the record, out loud for the recorder.
I understand.
and can you, and I'm sorry to interrupt, could you also specify within the statute what the reason is for
Sure.
the remittance?
Okay, the assessment on October 25th, 2019 was a civil penalty in the amount of $4,915.62. I am recommending that for the first violation of 15A, NCAC 2N 0506 and 0901, failing to meet secondary containment leak detection and monitoring requirements for the under-dispenser containment sumps. The penalty for the violation was $2,200. I'm recommending a remission of half of that amount, $1,100. For the second violation of 15A, NCAC 2N 0901, failing to conduct annual test of the operation of leak detection equipment for under-dispenser containment sumps. The amount of the penalty for the violation was $2,200. And I'm recommending also that that be reduced by one-half to $1,100. This does not impact the investigative cost of $515.62. And that is based on the requester's identification of waiver request B, the violator properly abated continuing environmental damage resulting from the violation.
Okay, we've heard the motion and heard an explanation. Do I hear a second?
Second.
And that second is from?
Commissioner Carter.
Okay, we're going to have a vote. Everyone who supports this motion, please raise your right hand, please. Thank you. Everyone who does not support the motion, raise your right hand, please. Okay, 4-0, motion carries. That's our action. Thank you for coming and making a presentation. Okay, CP 2207. The finee did not request any oral presentation. Does anyone want to hear about that case at all?
Maybe just get a rundown of it.
I'm sorry?
Just a rundown
Yeah.
from,
Sure, let's hear it.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, this case involves violations of UST statute Xander rules by Xander Tiny, I think that's how you pronounce it, Inc. On February 12, 2019, a compliance inspection was conducted at Ramsey Express in Cumberland County. The inspection revealed the following violations: failure to provide spill prevention for 3 UST systems, failure to provide monthly leak detection monitoring for 1 UST system, failure to investigate a suspected release for 3 UST systems, failure to secure and maintain 2 UST systems in temporary closure, and failure to provide a trained primary operator for 3 UST systems. On February, excuse me, on May 19th, 2020, a notice of violation was issued to Xander Tiny, Inc. The NOV was sent by certified mail and received on May 23rd, 2020. On June 22nd, 2020, a notice of recommendation for enforcement was issued. It was sent by certified mail and received on June 25th, 2020. On September 21st, 2020, a civil penalty in the amount of $10,620.90 was issued against Xander Tiny, Inc. It was sent, the penalty document was sent by certified mail and received on September 23rd, 2020. On July 23rd, 2021, the director considered all of the information submitted by Xander Tiny, Inc. in support of its request for remission and found no grounds to modify the penalty assessment because the violations for which the penalty was assessed were not resolved. The decision was sent by certified mail and received on July 26, 2021. On September 20, 2021, DWM issued a letter requesting financial data to support Xander Tiny, Inc.'s claim of financial inability. The request was sent by certified mail and received on September 20, 2021. And it should be noted that no financial data has been submitted since then. Thank you.
Any other questions?
was the issue ever resolved, violation ever resolved?
There was another inspection of February of 2022, and they are still out of compliance.
So you're still what?
Out of compliance.
I'd like to make a motion.
Do I hear any motion from the, okay, Chris, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion denying the request for remission.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
Motion and a second. Is there, everyone agrees, raise your right hand.
Oh,
Got 4. And anyone that disagrees? 4-0. Motion carries. We change nothing. Okay, CP 2208. Can we hear a little about that, please?
Sure. This case involves violations of UST statutes and/or rules by Jimmy P. Lynch. On November 26, 2019, a compliance inspection was conducted at J.P. Lynch Grocery in Halifax County. It revealed the following violations: failure to provide spill prevention for 4 UST systems, failure to check overfill control equipment operability triennially for 4 UST systems, failure to tightness test spill containment buckets triennially for 4 tank systems, failure to comply with the requirements for periodic operation and maintenance walkthrough inspections, failure to check the operability of leak detection monitoring equipment annually for 4 tank systems, failure to comply with leak detection requirements for 4 UST systems, failure to investigate suspected releases after leak detection monitoring equipment indicated that a release may have occurred, and failure to retrain a primary operator for 4 UST systems. On December 4th, 2019, a notice of violation was issued to Jimmy P. Lynch. It was sent by certified mail and received on December 10th, 2019. On December 21st, 2020, another NOV was issued to Jimmy P. Lynch. It was sent by certified mail and received on December 30th, 2020. On January 4th, 2021, a notice of recommendation for enforcement action was issued to Mr. Lynch. It was sent by certified mail and received on January 8th, 2021. On August 17th, 2021, a civil penalty in the amount of $15,985.02 was assessed against Mr. Lynch. The penalty assessment was sent by certified mail and received on August 19th, 2021. On September 24th, 2021, DWM sent a letter requesting financial data to support Mr. Lynch's claim of financial inability. The letter was sent by certified mail and received on September 27th, 2021. To date, no financial data has been submitted to support his claim of financial inability. On November 16th, 2021, the director of DWM considered all of the information submitted by Mr. Lynch and found no grounds to modify the penalty assessment. The decision was sent by certified mail and received on November 18th, 2021. Now, given this case as well has been re-inspected, all of those violations from that November 19th, 2019 inspection have been resolved. He was re-inspected on February 22nd, 2022, and a notice of violation was issued for some of the same violations, and to date they have not been resolved, to my knowledge. So he did resolve the ones from the November 2019 inspection, but not from the most recent inspection.
Were they same or similar violations, or?
Similar or the same.
But for clarification, because I'm having some trouble with the paperwork,
I think we all are.
his basis for the remission request was financial, but he never submitted any financial documents, is that correct?
Correct.
May I ask what the issue is with the paperwork, because I'm the one
It's
who's...
just not loading.
Oh,
Oh.
my goodness, I'm sorry.
Well, he checked every,
Oh, he checked all of it.
yeah, he checked all of them. So, but when they check payment of the civil penalty, when they check E, then that's a trigger for us to send out a letter requesting financial, information to support his, claim that.
I would suggest, given the fact that he never submitted any supporting documentation, and that while he abated the violations he fixed them and they came right back. But this is not, there's not a real intent to comply. So I would recommend not remitting any portion of this.
Is that a motion?
Yes, I place that as a motion.
Would you state it openly and clearly?
Yes, sir. I move that we do not remit on this particular case, given the fact that the supporting financial documents were not submitted, and that the violations, while they were repaired or addressed initially, have come back and are an issue at this time.
Do I hear a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Shannon. And we need a right hand for everyone that supports that motion. Okay. Anybody that disagrees with that motion? 4-0. Motion carries. We do no changes at all. Anything else we need to cover?
No, I just got the paperwork.
I figured, yeah. I still haven't got it, so I'm shutting down.
Right.
Well, then I officially declare it adjourned. Very good. Thank you.
See, this is Daniel being, for that vote, being, for that vote.